Cruising through the city, feeling so alive. Just me and my GOAT power bike on a smooth ride. Climbing up a hill, now it ain't no big deal. GOAT power makes you feel so real. Taking on the trails, everything feels new. GOAT power bikes, they always pull you through. GOAT power makes you feel so real. GOAT power makes you feel so real.
Alright y'all, welcome back to another episode of Riding with Goats. I'm your man, OMG, that's right, old man Goat. Give me some of that fist bump and all that. How y'all been doing? I hope y'all had a good week. It always makes my day when I get to hang out with some of the finest people on the planet. And today, as you saw at the title, we're going to talk about some invisible forces. You might know where I'm going with this, but I hope you stick around for the ride. We're going to check out the east side, go over to the Knoxville Zoo, check out Chilhowie Park, and some other places. We might see our girl here transform a time or two. That's what it's all about. Really appreciate y'all hanging out. It's almost Easter, y'all. I hope y'all are ready for that. And today we're going to cover the last song in the Andrew Rip collection for the Spotlight Artist of the Month, which is Andrew Rip, and today's song is going to be For the Love of God. And I'm going to read a little bit of that to you. If you ever have a song you would like me to read, let me know in the comments. Maybe that will hit somebody the way it needs to hit them, right when it needs to hit them. And that's our attempt here, is to get to people. Sorry, I'm getting dive bombed by birds, and I've got the bird live audience that won't stop heckling me. So we're going to go ahead and read this out to the person who needs to hear it today. For the Love of God by Andrew Rip. I saw mercy, mercy seated where the judge should be. I was guilty, guilty and getting out of jail free. How could it be I didn't get the love I deserved, and the only thing he wanted was my heart in return? And every time I think about every time I thought was the end, I'm caught up in wonder again. I was thirsty, but like a desert turned into a field of green, started breathing when heaven's favor took a hold of me. How could it be I'm living with an infinite worth, and the one I thought I'd chose had really chosen me first? Every time I think about every time I thought was the end, ooh, I'm caught up in wonder again. Where would I be? Where would I be if it wasn't for the love of God? All right, so I will let you check out that first pinned comment. It'll be a link to the official lyric video. I'm not really sure yet who's going to be the Spotlight Artist of the Month for April, but stay tuned. So before I get too long into this windy day with the birds chirping, heckling me out there, haha. I think y'all came here for the ride. You didn't come here to see the little old man. So go ahead and get your safety gear on. Y'all, it's a cold one, so I'm going to put about 3 layers on, and then let's ride. Alright y'all, welcome to the ride. Today, y'all, we find ourselves on the east side of town, just pedaling around with our king goat, trying to enjoy this crisp day that we have in front of us. Looks real pretty outside, but guess what, y'all? It is not pretty at all. It is probably about 49 degrees right now. And then there's like about 25 or 30 mile an hour wind. So you put all that together and you got somebody that's got lots of layers on. So we're going to try to remain nimble, even though we look like Randy from A Christmas Story. But that's all right. So glad to have you all with us today. It is a nice one. Today we are going to discuss invisible forces, right? So that was the title, and I appreciate you all making it to the ride. Let me know in the comments if there's any specific artist that you would like to have some lyrics of their song get put out there without it getting restricted. That's what we're trying to do here. We don't want a message to not make it where it should go just because of the message in the music. But like I said, hit that like, subscribe, share it with your friends. Also, there's going to be a link in the description. If you ever want to get yourself one of these goat power bikes, you can save a little bit of cheddar and you can help support the channel. So check that out in the description. Other than that, the sun is starting to warm us up slightly. All right, so we're gonna start this off with a little story, and maybe that'll make everything kind of gel together by the time I'm done rambling. But there was this one time, and not at band camp, but there was this one time that Mrs. OldMan and we were walking around downtown after having a nice dinner at a nice Mexican restaurant down there. I don't remember the name, but we were walking around downtown Knoxville, and there was somebody who was, and this was several years ago, and there of course was a gentleman on the corner who was preaching to all the crowds that were walking around. And of course, with it being a college town, not saying that all college towns are this way, but a lot of young minds maybe haven't experienced what he was preaching. So of course you had a gentleman who was, you know, from one side of the street, basically hollering back the opposite of what he was saying, no matter what he was saying. And then he ultimately ended with prove that he exists. We were walking around downtown and came upon this situation. Tennessee Valley Fair, Chilhowie Park, as you can see, everybody. Let's go. And I think right now, I know I'm straying off topic, I think right now there's like a cat show over there at the Jacob building. So for all the cat people, leave me the cat emoji in the comments. But there you go, Jacob building at Chilhowie Park. They probably won't let us in just to ride around in there. But so we were dealing with the skeptic that wanted like proof, right? And of course, you know, if you had like some kind of like I don't know, material type of proof that you could like slap in his hand, you know, ultimately it would end up really just getting like picked apart and examined, just try to figure out what it is. And then ultimately, in an effort to figure out what it is, it would probably and most likely just get destroyed, right? Because we would ultimately not be able to figure out what it is, because it is not of our capability to understand. But anyway, we already believe in some invisible forces that we cannot see, we cannot put in our hands, but we know that these invisible forces exist because of the effect that it has on the things that it touches. So let's say, for example, wind, right? I'll pull right in here momentarily, and we can probably find any tree around here right now. And I'll just take a minute to look at that. But yeah, it's a slightly windy day here today. And as you can see, because of what the wind is doing to the tree and the leaves, that's how you know that it exists, right? You can't really take a chunk of wind and put that chunk of wind in somebody's hand and prove that the wind exists. So in order to know that the invisible force that is the wind exists, is you gauge it based on the things that it touches. So that's how we know that the wind exists. Not because we can actually slap a bit of it on a tray and cut it open and examine it and then ultimately destroy that specimen of it. So there would be one example of an invisible force, right? And the only way to gauge its existence is with the items that it touches. So we also have another invisible force out there, gravity, right? I mean, I can't really get a slice of gravity, right, and put it on a slide and then use a microscope or spectrometer, whatever. I don't know none of that, but that gravity exists. We can't say that we've ever seen gravity, but the proof that gravity exists, hold on, we're talking about gravity, we're talking about the fact that you cannot see it. We've already discussed the wind. Now these are very powerful things, right, that ultimately can change the direction of humanity itself, right? I mean, we've seen the damages that tornadoes can do. Oh, I'm so scared there's a dog gonna come up here any second, y'all. This is the stuff nightmares are made of. I know I'm trying to just stay in this moment, but I haven't heard one yell, barking at me yet, trying to come after me. Somebody's cable lines, man, that doesn't seem safe. But yeah, we've got some wires down here. But yeah, we will get back to our topic now. We're sitting on 98%. We are in on the eastern side of town. This is Magnolia, and it kind of turns into Asheville Highway. But we're gonna go down here. I think we should be able to have enough juice to get down here to the zoo. Haven't shown that before, so that'd be a nice little shot. It is a distance away from the goat shack, so we will have to be aware, right? You know, that got me thinking about the proof that he's real, right? The proof of him being real, the power of God. How do I know that that exists? Well, it's not like I can get a chunk of his grace, his power, and put it in the skeptic's hand. No, you know, you would have to, because you can't see it, right? You have to gauge it the same way that you would gauge other things that are powerful forces that cannot be seen, invisible forces. And the only way to gauge such strong invisible forces is to look at the things that it touches. You see, that's enough, because it's enough for the wind, it's enough for gravity, it's enough for other invisible forces that are out there, like love, sadness. There's a lot of these types of forces that are out there that you cannot see, but the only way that you know that they truly are there is by simply seeing what it does to the items, the physical beings that it touches. So that should be enough, right? I mean, it's enough to know the wind is here. It's enough to know that gravity is here. It's enough to know that certain types of feelings make something. You can't touch feelings, right? It's not like you can get a bowl of it. So again, when it comes to invisible forces that exist, we believe in many of them, so many of them, but yet the most important one we tend to put the most disbelief in, even though it's the simplest to believe. That gets us to this point here where we can clearly show that it's okay to believe in things that you can't see, because you know they are there based on the effects that it has on the things that it touches. And because of that, it should be enough. That should be all it takes. And again, you know, we can definitely see that the wind is there, because we can see it move every leaf from the bottom to the top of the tallest tree, right? We know gravity exists, and it exists precisely because it's not squishing us into pancakes, right? It's not letting us kind of like float around a little bit, right? It keeps us precisely grounded, right where we need to be, right? So if it's okay to trust in that type of belief, then you should be able to trust in that type of belief, where the gauge and the meter of the ones who have been touched by His grace, which He's there for all of us. He's there for all of us. It's just different when you accept it, when you take His hand. It's different when you say, I'm yours. And so this is where we are, just riding around in this windy day, checking out these bushes that are being moved around by the invisible force that is the wind. And that's how we know it exists. So we're going to go ahead and take this moment to do our hydration break, y'all. Maybe we won't get snatched up. It seems like a pretty simple place to go and get a drink. Let me see here. Oh, it's somewhere in here. Oh, there it is. Let's go. Hydration break. We'll be back. All right, y'all. We did not take advantage of the full drink, but it's not hot enough today to be out here sweating. We're slightly sweating because we have on so many layers. But again, the wind. Y'all, it's all about the wind and the power that it has, even though you don't see it. So we're gonna go down here and we're gonna cross the street. I said that we were gonna go over to the zoo, but I don't know if I'm feeling that. That's all the way down there. But yeah, y'all, we're cruising around here on the east side. Let's go. King Goat. Just pedaling around here on the sidewalks. Trying not to use up too much battery power, ripping it into transformer mode. And going out into the road. Instead, we'll just maintain this 90%-ish battery until we really need it. Alright, so Invisible Forces have been covered. Specific artist that you would like to hear in the Spotlight Artist of the Month category, maybe even a specific song, and then we can get the lyrics out there. Because there's a lot of wonderful, positive, and encouraging music out there that could possibly help people remain in the right frame of mind when it comes to going out into this crazy world we live in, right? All right. It'll just be a transformer. Alright. It's been a long time since we was over here. Since the youngins were maybe I've been since then. See, it's not really talking friendly kind of ride, but we really can't. So even though I do know that there is a cat show, so we can probably get some access. Oh yeah, we got some access. We'll go up here, we'll ride around up by the zoo, and then we'll see what we are allowed to explore around here. Just me and you. And that's all we need on the ride. As long as we got each other. I'm hitting y'all's like button today. That's it. Yeah. Oh wow. Pretty packed kind of little place here. No, they won't let me go in there. But this is the Knoxville Zoo, y'all. Nice. I don't think we can see any animals from outside the gate. Looks like we might have some access, y'all. Since there's nothing really up at the zoo except the ticket booth, let's just see. Alright. Again, I know there is some kind of like weird cat show or something. Oh, probably some monkeys up in there. I don't even know which exhibits are on which side anymore. But this is East Tennessee life, mountain goat life. Look at that hill. Alright, let's just see what we are allowed to see, guys. We didn't think we could get down in here. See, this is a pretty little park, right? So windy. But we only know right now because the sound it's creating when it touches my microphone. Or, sorry, not my microphone, but my actual foam cover. There's some geese out there. We're gonna see what all we can find here. Haven't been, usually you're only really here during the fair walking around, so this is kind of unique. I know there are a lot of people who really would like the fair to remain here, whatever the end result is when it comes to what they're doing with the park. Yeah, this is usually just fairgrounds. When my feet are on this pavement, they have rides over there. No, not over there. They have rides everywhere, and vendors and all that. But that's cool. Glad I was able to get inside of here. We were just on the other side of this, y'all. Oh, nice. Found us a little bit of street art here. Let's go. Let's go. King goat. Over here where we're usually getting a turkey leg, y'all. This is where we get a smoked turkey leg right over there. We are not getting a turkey leg right now. Wah, wah, wah. Let's go. This is different. Usually I have to walk all over the place back here. We were on a ride over here and it made us so discombobulated that we don't ride fair rides anymore. Thanks a lot. Father Time did that to you, make you old. But again, usually I'm right here getting a turkey leg. I'm not getting a turkey leg. Now the problem you would have here is the potential for a carinated scenario. But look at this. Let's go. Knoxville, Tennessee, Chilhowie Park. On the King Goat with the best company in the world. Y'all, appreciate y'all showing up for the ride. I'm gonna look at this and then you can pause it and read it if you need to. Let's go. Bicentennial Bandstand. Hey, that's the year of the old man's birth. That's when I was born. Alright, let's go America. Alright, Chilhowie Park. It's not a fair, but we're riding our goat power bikes, King Goat, all around the fairgrounds, y'all. Let's do it. People are trying to figure out where to go because they're usually here on foot. Ace Miller Golden Gloves Arena. Homer Hamilton Amphitheater. I hope the Wind Slayer is doing its job, y'all, because it is just really making my face numb. So it's got to be hopefully cutting out the wind. Homer Hamilton Theater. What's this guy? Was he chasing me? It's a city parks guy. Let's see if he was chasing me. I bet he wasn't. I would if I tried to go. Nope. I don't think they'd let me ride through there. It'd be good content. It'd be good for the Jacob building that they let us ride responsibly through the Jacob building. They're not gonna let us do it. Again, y'all, this is just a nice view. Look at this. Right in the backyard. Don't have to go far, and you have some place to have a really nice walk. Look at that. Now, again, the only problem is there are a lot of folks, so you end up having this carinated situation. How you doing? And you never know who's actually gonna get that all stirred up. As you see, we're just out here basically chilling. I can get over here from the other way. Somebody's fishing over here. There you go. The shot you all was looking for, Knoxville, Tennessee, Chilhowie Park. Let's go. I'm not riding down those stairs right now, y'all, or those steps, my bad. Not riding down them. I wonder where all this water's coming from, though. Right there. That is the Muse, Knoxville. Get a better shot from up here, y'all. Look how windy it is. It's blowing the bike over, y'all. Muse Knoxville, King Goat. Let's go. Look at this. It's a beautiful day if you got on a multiple layers, y'all. As long as you got on 3 layers, you're golden. Alright. Y'all kind of going uphill. I kind of want to see how high I can go. Oh, that's about the peak of it. Oh, this is backside of the zoo, it looks like. Nice. Don't see no animals. Yeah, it definitely smells like the zoo for sure. All right, so that's pretty much what we came down here for. Looks like with all of the hills, we're starting to lose more power than we're gaining. So, as we make our way back to the main road, I'll probably start listening to my music and just ride on from here. All had a good time riding along, talking about invisible forces. this point, I believe we will go ahead and ride. See you back at the shack. All right, y'all, we have made it back to the shack. Let's go. It's been a great day hanging out with some of the finest folks on the planet. Appreciate y'all hanging out for the whole ride. Let me know in the comments if there's any invisible forces that you want to discuss. Love talking to you about them. Other than that, y'all, appreciate it. See you on the next ride.